Welcome to Athens State University. I'm Dr. Catherine Wellberg, the 39th president of the university. We are honored with your presence at today's commencement celebration. The ritual of commencement in higher education goes back 1,000 years and is an important ritual in higher education, and it connects us with the rich heritage of the past while also opening up the horizons of our future. The history, regalia, and traditions associated with academic ceremonies can be found in your commencement program, and I encourage you to read through them to see the ways that our celebration today is part of a centuries-old way to mark the completion of a university degree. These traditions, as well as your presence here today, represents the ties that our students have to their past and connects today's graduates to who they are now and how they will continue to transform their future. Today, we celebrate them and look forward to see where they are going next. At this time, please stand if you are able for the procession of our graduates.
Please stand or remain standing if you are able for the invocation given by Mr. Blake Hargett. The invocation will be followed by the national anthem.
Good morning. It is really a gift to share this moment with all of you, a moment that represents not just the end of something, but the beautiful beginning of something new. Each of you have walked a path marked by persistence, sacrifice, and deep personal growth. You've studied, questioned, created, and stretched yourselves beyond what you thought was possible. And today you stand ready to take more than a diploma. You stand with purpose. As educators, leaders, as human beings, we're called to serve others. And you've chosen a path where your success will often be marked not by what you gain, but by what you give away. And that is no small thing. Thomas Aquinas once said, "It is better to illuminate than merely to shine, to deliver to others contemplated truths than merely to contemplate." That's the charge for each of you. Don't just shine for your own achievement. Shine so others can see. Illuminate minds, hearts, and futures through your work, your example, and your care. We're reminded in the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 14, that you are the light of the world, a city set on a hill that cannot be hidden. Let that light that's within you, that's nurtured here at Athens State, be one that guides others, strengthens communities, and brings hope wherever you go. May your light be bright to shine for others to follow.
You may be seated. At this time, I ask that you please silence all phones and other electronic devices. Welcome, honored guests, friends, family, faculty, staff, and graduates to Athens State University's summer commencement. I am Dr. Allison Gill, and I have the privilege of serving as Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs and Student Services. We are here today to celebrate the accomplishments of these graduates seated in front of me this morning. Today's ceremony is the culmination of years of hard work, of sacrifice, of meeting challenges and pushing yourselves. You are the reason that we can celebrate the transformative power of education, and we are honored to be celebrating this milestone with you. Along with our congratulations, we have someone else who wants to extend her congratulations and best wishes to you on this special day.
Congratulations, graduates of Athens State University. You did it. You've accomplished a major milestone that simply cannot be overlooked. As recent events in our state have shown, resilience is a necessary skill, one that each of you have greatly displayed while earning your respective degrees. As you all prepare to take the next step in life, remember your roots. Think of your experience here and what the school has meant to you to this point, your challenges, the support of your family, the encouraging spirit of your teachers, and your ultimate accomplishment culminating here today. And then go forth and succeed. I'd be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to ask you to pursue your careers here in Alabama. There are currently more jobs available than folks to fill them, which means we want you to prosper in Sweet Home, Alabama. Each of you has the potential to do great things and to make positive change within the world. May God continue to bless each of you and the great state of Alabama.
Now, there are others who share your joy on this special day and who were there to support you in your journey. Your mothers and fathers, grandparents, spouses, children, brothers, sisters, and friends. So, graduates, I ask that you stand up, turn around, and applaud to thank these very special people. Now, it's also my privilege to acknowledge other very special women and men, the faculty and staff of Athens State University who have taught, encouraged, challenged, consoled, prodded, and otherwise walked with you along your educational path. If you are a member of the Athens State University faculty and staff, please stand. And graduates, please join me in recognizing their efforts on your behalf and in thanking them for leading you to this wonderful day. Thank you. To help make this day a special occasion to recognize your accomplishments, we are joined by several individuals from the university who are helping us during the ceremony. Please stand as I recognize you. Today's commencement marshal is Mr. William Richardson, Assistant Professor of Drama and Theater Arts. Serving as faculty marshal is Dr. Bridget Walker, Associate Professor of Career and Technical Education. The mace bearer is Dr. Steve Wang, Associate Professor of Advanced Manufacturing Management. Please join me in thanking them. Now it is my pleasure to introduce you to the people on the platform today, and I would ask that you'd hold your applause until after we're through. Dr. Catherine Wellberg, President of Athens State University, Mr. Blake Hargett, Instructor of Early Childhood Education, Ms. Amy Garrison, Director of Student Engagement and our announcer, Dr. David Ragsdale, Dean of Colleges, Dr. Mark Reynolds, Chief Nurse Administrator, Mr. Robert Bailey, our speaker. Thank you. And it is now an honor and privilege to present the 39th President of Athens State University, Dr. Catherine Wellberg.
Good morning. It is a great day at Athens State University and a very exciting day for all of our graduates. Congratulations. I am honored to share in your celebration today. As many of you know, our university is beginning its 202nd year of existence, and today's ceremony reminds us of the rich history and the many inspiring people who have passed through our historic columns. And today, you become part of this rich history, not only as graduates, but as the last class that will graduate in this building as it stands now. Just last week, the Athens State University Board of Trustees approved the renovation that will begin very soon, with project completion in 2027 or so. You may have seen some of the renderings as you walked in to this area. And if you didn't, make sure you look at them when you leave. We are very excited about this wonderful project. Now, many of you may not know this, but our university is one of only 2 public upper division universities currently in operation in the United States. Many of our students are non-traditional in that over half of them are over 25 years of age, and while attending school, hold down a full-time job, have family obligations, and are doing many other things. Another attribute that many of our students have in common is that they are first-generation college students. That is, the first in their immediate family to attend college. I would like for everyone here today, our students and our guests, who is or was a first-generation college student, to please stand and be recognized. You will also notice that several of our graduates are wearing different colored cords over their commencement regalia. These cords represent membership in particular honor societies at the university. In addition, you will notice that some of our graduates are wearing red, white, and blue honor cords. Would you please stand if you are wearing a red, white, and blue honor cord? These graduates are veterans or are currently on active duty status. Please help me thank them for their service. I would also like to ask members of the audience to stand and be recognized if you are a veteran or are currently on active duty status. Thank you for your service. I would now like to recognize those undergraduate students who are graduating today with honors. To graduate cum laude with honors, a student must have a 3.5 to a 3.69 grade point average. Would those students graduating cum laude please stand to be recognized? To graduate magna cum laude with high honors, a student must have a 3.7 to a 3.89 grade point average. Would those students graduating magna cum laude please stand to be recognized? And to graduate summa cum laude with highest honors, a student must have a 3.9 to a 4.0 grade point average. Would those students graduating summa cum laude please stand to be recognized? Congratulations to each of you. At this time, I would like to recognize the graduates in our university's honors program. The honors program is an interdisciplinary community of peers committed to intellectual inquiry and lifelong learning. Students participate in an enhanced academic experience that extends beyond the classroom through project-based learning, thesis development, and community outreach and engagement. Would the graduates who have been enrolled in our honors program please stand to be recognized? Congratulations. Today's commencement speaker earned a Bachelor of Arts in History from Davidson College in North Carolina and a Juris Doctor from the University of Alabama. While attending law school at the University of Alabama, he made law review and competed on the school's trial team. He is the Wall Street Journal best-selling author of Boomerang, the Jason Rich series, the McMurtry and Drake legal thrillers, the Bocephus Haynes series, and the inspirational novel, The Golfer's Carol. Beloved by readers around the world, his books are imbued with a keen sense of justice and a profound understanding of what drives people to commit the worst crimes and fight the hardest for those that they love. He wrote these gained from his decades of experience as a civil defense trial lawyer in his hometown of Huntsville, Alabama. Students, honored guests, family, friends, faculty, staff, please welcome your commencement speaker, Mr. Robert Bailey.
Thank you, Dr. Wellberg, for that wonderful introduction, and congratulations, graduates. What a fantastic, special day this is, and a first for me. This is the first commencement speech that I've ever given. I used to be invited to speak at events, and only my mom would show up, and so it is really special. I had no idea it was going to be this big, and quite frankly, I'm a little nervous. But I remember 29 years ago when I graduated from college, it made me feel better about this assignment because I don't remember anything about the commencement speaker or really anything about the day, to be honest with you, other than I was probably a little anxious, maybe a little sad, and I was kind of worried about whether my hair was going to hang on, which it did not. But it has led to some reflection, and I think, I got to speak and had the opportunity to speak here at the Athens State, Writing Summit last month that Dr. Kim Roper puts on, which is a really special event. And we were sitting at a lunch panel, and there was a question asked, and it was, if you could go back to when you were first starting out your journey, what would you tell yourself, back then? And I'm glad that I had to go last then, because I really have struggled with it. And the answer that I came up with was nothing. I would not want to have known then what I know now. And I feel like, there's an old country song, it was a new country song when I was your age, but it's called The Dance by Garth Brooks. And I was thinking about that song, if you would have known how it would end, you'd have missed the pain, but, you also would have missed the dance. And so, while I wouldn't necessarily want to go back in time and talk to myself, I do feel like there's some things in my dance that I'd like to share with you. And one of those things is that, one yes, one victory, one success, one hit can really change everything in your life. When I was trying to become a writer, it took me 8 years to write my first novel, The Professor. Went through a number of drafts and rewrites. I was finally able to get a literary agent. We were pitching publishers, and we were hearing no a whole lot. And at that point, my agent asked me to go try to get a blurb from a famous author. And as an unpublished author, I had no idea how hard this was going to be. As a published author, I know now that, authors get thousands of requests for blurbs. And so, normally, you look at the requests that come in from already published authors. So I had no credits to my name, but I didn't know any better. And again, I was glad that I didn't. And so I sought out, and sent requests to all my heroes, John Grisham, Brad Meltzer, Scott Turow, Sandra Brown. And they all said no, but they're real nice about it, And so, the author community is a pretty friendly community overall. But amongst all those attempts and all those shots on goal, there was one person that said yes. And it was Winston Groom, who wrote a book called Forrest Gump. And I did not know Winston at all. I knew of Forrest Gump, of course, but did not know him personally. I sent him a request, and a week later, I had the blurb that still dons the cover of The Professor. And it always makes me tell people, we ended up getting an offer within our next round of submissions. And I think this advice goes to aspiring writers, but I think it also goes to anybody. And that is, you never know what someone will do for you unless you ask them. And Winston had no reason to help me, but he said yes. And in the world of 1,000 no's, sometimes one yes can change everything. And it did for me. And I wanted to share that with you. Another thing is that don't quit. Sometimes failure is disguised as success. Sometimes what seems like a horrible break can actually be something entirely different. The Professor was published by a UK publisher that I had never heard of, and I didn't care because I just wanted my book published by a real publisher. And the little imprint had just started, and they published my book. And then they were going to publish my second book, and then the imprint closed because, the other books, were not selling. I don't know all the various factors that went into that. I just know that I was crushed because my second book wasn't going to come out. And so I thought my dream was going to end before it even started. And the main publisher above the imprint, because the professor was already out, decided that they would keep the digital version on Amazon for 99 cents. Well, I did not feel very good about this. But funny thing about life and Amazon purchasers is that people will buy almost anything for 99 cents. And over the course of the next 2 months, the professor went from, maybe 500,000 ranked to up to like number 2, right behind a book called Gone Girl, which was the it book in 2014. And I still have pictures of it, although I kind of take the picture so you can't see that her book is priced at $25 and mine's at 99 cents. But anyway, we got noticed, we got a lot of sales, we got a lot of reviews, and the professor got picked up by a much bigger publisher. My second book got picked up by the same publisher, and over the course of the last 11 years, we've sold over 1 million copies. And my mom only bought like 100,000 of those, so it still nets out at close to 1 million. But I'm super proud of that. But what seemed like a terrible break at the time, an ultimate failure, turned out to be probably one of the biggest breaks I've ever got along the way. And so you just never know, don't quit. And that leads me to my final point, and I'll lead this in with a story. I was a decent amateur golfer, growing up. I played golf at Davidson. I was, all city in high school, which doesn't mean a whole lot, but it was fun. I got a medal. But when I was 17 years old, I won my only golf tournament. It's the only golf tournament I ever was number 1 in, the victory. And I would like to say that I won that tournament because I sunk a 30-foot putt on the last hole to beat a really good golfer, or that my talent just was so great that week that I just blew out the field, or that I beat a young Tiger Woods in that tournament, but I didn't. What happened in that tournament is that 3 people signed up, and I was the only one that showed up. And, I think there's a lesson in that, and the lesson is that sometimes you don't have to be the biggest or the strongest or the fastest or the most talented. Sometimes you just have to show up. And I think that as a writer, for me, doing this is really fun and glamorous, but the actual work is showing up every day and writing either 200 words or 1,000 words or 500 words or 5,000 words, and I cry because it's so good, or I think it is, and 600 words, and I'm only going to keep one of them because the rest of them stink. And so that's just part of it, showing up every day. And you just don't realize, as even beyond your career, as a husband, father, mother, daughter, friend, just your presence sometimes is enough. And so I'll leave you with a couple of thoughts that I think kind of mean the same thing. The Golfer's Carol is an inspirational novel that I wrote for my dad after he died, and for my wife, Dixie, both of whom had cancer. My dad died, and my wife is in remission now for 8 years. And she's here today, yeah. Beautiful woman there in the left, in the front row there. I outkicked my coverage. But in any event, that book is really special to me, and a few weeks ago I was able to put it in Jack Nicklaus's hands. He's, arguably the greatest player that's ever lived, and the story is set in the backdrop of the 1986 Masters. And so in return, his son Jackie gave me a book that Jackie wrote about Jack, and I read the book and was fascinated by it. And one thing that really stuck with me is that Jackie asked his dad, Dad, why did you never choke in the big moments? In the big moments, you always seem to make the putt, hit the good shot. And what Jack said was, I was not afraid to win. And Jackie thought he had misheard him. He said, don't you mean you weren't afraid to lose? And Jack said, no, son, I was not afraid to win. Everybody loses. Anybody can lose. It takes courage to win. And what he meant by that is it takes courage to separate yourself, to be the standard, to be as good as you can be, to let your light shine as bright as it can shine. And it reminded me of a poem by Marianne Williamson that's been paraphrased quite a bit. It was in the movie Coach Carter, if you've seen that, with Samuel L. Jackson. I'd like to read it to you as kind of a closing moment because I think it's so powerful. And the poem goes like this. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we consciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So I would say to you, congratulations to each of you. Remember how powerful you are, how bright your own individual light shines, and enjoy the dance. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bailey. That was wonderful, and I do hope that we all continue to enjoy the dance and be fully present and make our lives shine for others. So thank you very much. Now, before we begin recognizing the summer 2025 graduating class, let's go back 50 years ago to 1975. I feel like we should have music playing as we go back into this memory, at least for some of us. In major U.S. news, The Wheel of Fortune premiered. Jaws was released in theaters. Microsoft was founded. Patty Hearst was captured by police. Gerald Ford survived 2 assassination attempts. Labor leader Jimmy Hoffa is reported missing. And The Hustle is the #1 song in America. And if that song is not in your head now, it should be. So there you go. In Athens College news, because we were Athens College at the time, the commencement address was given by Lieutenant Governor Jerry Beasley. In the yearbook, there was a quote, "The moments were over before we could enjoy them. All that is left is the memory of good times and maybe a few bad. Things that made our stay at Athens bring a special smile or a laugh or even a tear when we stop to think of them now." Our university's history is steeped in tradition, legacy, and heritage. And today, we welcome and are very honored to recognize graduates from the class of 1975 who are here with us to commemorate the 50th anniversary of their graduation. To the class of 1975, and the class of 2025. It is our simple wish that when you look back someday and see what great things you have done, you will always remember that much of that began here at Athens State. Now, we would like to recognize the successes of our 1975 graduates. Please join me in welcoming to the stage our special guests from the graduating class of 1975.
Paul Reeves. Paul Reeves is a decorated veteran who served 2 tours in Korea and 2 in Vietnam, becoming the youngest first sergeant in the Army at age 20, and later earning a battlefield commission. He retired as a lieutenant colonel in 1972 and enrolled at Athens College, graduating in 1975. Paul went on to teach ROTC at Athens High School for 3 years before serving 33 years as a circuit court bailiff in Limestone County, retiring in 2018. He was married to his late wife, Louise, and they have 3 sons, Paul II, Michael, and Gary. Mary Kayaza. Mary graduated from Athens State as a newlywed and went on to a 35-year career in nursing. After earning her BS, she received a scholarship to complete her BSN at Texas Women's University and later worked with the Department of Defense. Mary and her late husband have one child, Anna Maria, and two grandchildren, Ryan and Shay. John Coley. John attended Athens College after serving 3 years in the U.S. Air Force. With prior earned credit from Calhoun Community College and courses in correspondence from the military, he went on to earn his Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration. After a few years working with Computer Science Corporation, John started his own business, Coley Company, LLC, as a general contractor and officially retired in 2021. John and his wife, Sarah, have been married 48 years and have 2 sons, Andrew and Brian, and 4 grandchildren. Jane Crane. After graduating from Athens State, Jane enjoyed teaching at Blossomwood Elementary School in Huntsville for 30 years. She was married to Charles Crane for 61 years, who worked as an engineer with NASA. She is now a widow living in a special retirement community in Madison, where she enjoys spending time with friends and participating in water aerobics. She is blessed to have wonderful memories of her teaching career and hopes that many lives were touched along the way. Bernard Hendricks. Bernard is an Athens City Schools retiree with 40 years of service as a physical education teacher and coach. While at Athens High School, he amassed 3 state tennis championships and 2 Final Four state runner-up basketball appearances. Later, he was proudly inducted into the Limestone County Sports Hall of Fame in 2022. His civic engagement includes 36 years on the City of Athens Planning Commission. He and his wife, Valerie, are the parents of 3 children and 5 grandchildren. David Brian Johnson. David earned his BS in behavioral science and, inspired by his professors, returned the following year to earn his Alabama teacher certification. After 25 years of teaching with Huntsville City Schools, David taught with Calhoun Community College for 10 years before retiring as counselor and director of testing advisement in 2018. Today, David serves as a special project organizer with the Alabama Education Association and the Alabama Education Retirees Association. Combined, he has 49 years of unwavering, dedicated service to public education. Carol Malone. Carol earned her BS in Public Relations and Journalism from Athens College, and later her MA in Higher Education Administration from the University of Alabama. She retired as Director of Continuing Medical Education at the university's Huntsville campus after 25 years. An award-winning writer, she led the PR Council of Alabama's North Alabama chapter and contributed to the Athens News Courier. Married in 1960, Carol and Billy raised 2 sons, Dr. Frank Malone and Anthony Malone, both graduates of Athens State. David and Patsy Ogle. David and Patsy met the first week of their freshman year in college singers. David played basketball for 4 years under Coach Oba Belcher, and Patsy was a cheerleader. David taught physical education for 40 years at Auburn Junior High School and is currently in his 50th year of coaching basketball at Auburn High School. Patsy retired from West Georgia Technical College after 25 years of teaching business. Prior to that, she was the director, principal of Hallie Turner Private School and taught at Southern Union State Community College and Lee County Schools. Deborah Samaniego. Deborah White Samaniego from Huntsville, Alabama, graduated with BS in Education with certifications in K-12 Physical Education and Secondary Biology. Retired in July after 50 years in education, the last 26 teaching middle school science, math, and religion at Holy Spirit Catholic High School in Tuscaloosa. Married to Joseph Samaniego, they have 4 children and 6 grandchildren.
And now it is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Ragsdale to the podium.
Would the candidates for the Master of Accountancy, Master of Arts, Master of Education, or Master of Science please stand? Dr. Welberg, the candidates who stand before you today and whose names will be called have met all the requirements necessary to receive the degree of Master of Accountancy, Master of Arts, Master of Education, or Master of Science. On behalf of the faculty, I recommend that their degree be conferred.
By the authority granted me by the State of Alabama and the Athens State University Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the Master of Accountancy, Master of Arts, Master of Education, or Master of Science degree with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Graduates, please be seated.
Now, graduates, these might be the final notes that you get from one of us. In a moment, the marshal will signal for you to stand and will lead you to the stage. You should give your card to the announcer and your hood to Dean Ragsdale. The photographer will take your picture as the hood is placed over your commencement robe, and you will then join the president to receive your diploma. As you exit the stage, you will have one more photograph, and then you should proceed to your seat. Dean Ragsdale, please prepare for the hooding ceremony. And Marshall, please bring the master's degree candidates to the stage.
Marcel Achema Aduku. Betty Battles. Tamika Rochelle Baugh. Pamela D. Bryson. Casey Robinson Carter. Jesslyn Chamberlain. Lamourier Cantrell Coleman. Tressie Frith Day. Sonia Lynn Delk. Mary Allison Dempsey. Emily Morgan East. Demetria Chandrell Ewing. Ileana Nefertiti Freeman. Leslie Reed Gillum. Kathleen Hansen. Muriel McCulloch Hillman. Donna Lynn Holland. Venetia Dewana Hood. Nancy Hallmark Horvath. Lorenzo James. Kia Junius. Marionette Teresa Commenda. Amy Michelle Kennedy. Sarah Elizabeth Largen. Jada Chantel Latham. Faranzello Lorraine Lewis. Shalane Likes. Barbara Elizabeth McKinney. Stacy Lynn Miles. Current Joshua Owens. Sabrina Pagliocini. Rodrika Lashandra Quarles. Brittany Linnell Russell. Tierra Desiree Samuels. Autumn Scruggs. Andrew G. Stevens. Carol Ann Stout. Michelle Todd. Latrice Quanae Yelder.
I now welcome Dr. Ragsdale back to the podium for the nursing pinning ceremony.
At this time, the university will recognize graduates from the nursing program in a traditional pinning ceremony which has its roots from the 12th century when knights who aided the sick and infirm were given a Maltese cross to wear. Today, we pin our Bachelor of Science in Nursing registered nurse graduates with the caduceus emblem and commend them for their efforts to provide quality, evidence-based care to the patients and families they serve. Dr. Mark Reynolds, please prepare for the pinning of the graduates. Would the candidates for Bachelor of Science degree in Nursing please stand? Dr. Welberg, the candidates who stand before you today and whose names will be called have met all the requirements necessary to receive the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing. On behalf of the faculty, I recommend their degree be conferred.
By the authority granted me by the state of Alabama and the Athens State University Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. You may move your tassels to the left-hand side. Congratulations. Graduates, please be seated.
BSN candidates, you will follow the same process as the previous candidates. Marshall, please bring the Bachelor of Science in Nursing graduates to the stage.
Teresa Latham, summa cum laude. Rebecca Kathleen Montgomery, cum laude. Joseph Burley Reed. Emily Elizabeth Rohan, summa cum laude. Amy Lee Shadowin, summa cum laude. Nicole Smith, cum laude. Regina Lynn Wallace, summa cum laude. Carrie Lynn Waits, summa cum laude. Heather R. Williams, summa cum laude. Kaylee McCole Woodruff, summa cum laude.
Would the candidates for bachelor's degrees please stand? Dr. Welberg, the candidates who stand before you today and whose names will be called have met all the requirements necessary to receive the degree Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, or Bachelor of Science in Education. On behalf of the faculty, I recommend their degree be conferred.
By the authority granted me by the state of Alabama and the Athens State University Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree Bachelor of Arts, or Bachelor of Science, or Bachelor of Science in Education, with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. You may move your tassels to the left-hand side. Congratulations. And graduates, please be seated.
Bachelor's candidates, you will follow the same process as the previous candidates. Marshall, please bring the first row of newly recognized graduates forward to receive their diploma from Dean Ragsdale.
Whitney Ann Ford. Amani Brianna Alleman, cum laude. Sean Alexandria, summa cum laude. Shanika S. Atmore Smith. Zachary Allen Ayers, summa cum laude. Dyson Charles Barksdale, magna cum laude. James Luther Bevel. Rashonda Taylor Burks. Jessica L. Burton, magna cum laude. Anastasia Igorivna Buryak, magna cum laude. Eva Carlson, cum laude. Whitney Brooke Clark, cum laude. Holly Morgan Collins, magna cum laude. Emma Rose Cowley, magna cum laude. Magdalene Renee Deluz. Emma Elaine Davis, summa cum laude. Trevor Lance Dean, cum laude. Thomas William Dellinger, Jr. Mary Colleen Driggers. Zachary Martin Duncan, cum laude. Maya Lauren Dupree, cum laude. Serena Diane Durham, cum laude. Bethany Shea Intrican, cum laude. Kayla Vaughn Estes, magna, cum laude. Rachel Christine Ferguson, summa cum laude. Taylor Micah Fitzsimmons. Abby Freeman, cum laude. Elizabeth Grace Garrich, magna cum laude. John E. Garland Jr., magna cum laude. Rashawn R. Green, magna cum laude. Preston Scott Gunter. Mercedes Alexis Havens, cum laude. Danielle M. Holder, cum laude. Martha K. Hood, cum laude. Michelle Joy Hughes, summa cum laude. Colby Blake Hutto. Brad Alex Dwayne Jackson. Brandy V. Jackson. Jessica Carlisha Jackson. Carrie Gilbert Johnson, cum laude. John Lucas Roman Johnson, cum laude. Rachel Ann Kelly, summa cum laude. Brittany Lee. Rashada Laurel Lee. Alice Elizabeth Lindsay. Alicia Diane Looney, magna cum laude. Sable Samira Maleknia. Jose J.C. Martin. Jesse Cornell McCrae, cum laude. Tatum Jade McGill, magna cum laude. Jessica Catherine McGovern. Timothy Robert Logan McPhail. Peyton Benjamin Moore Murphy, cum laude. April Dawn Morgan. Adam Arthur Myrick. Zachary Allen Nail, summa cum laude. Jasmine K. Newby, magna cum laude. Rodney K. Page, cum laude. Carlos Demond Parker. Lawton Pemberton, magna cum laude. James Nicholas Perkins. Lillian Diane Persall. Coleman Scott Pike, summa cum laude. Hugh Thomas Prater IV, magna cum laude. James Purifoy. Bailey Ann Rayburn, magna cum laude. Eric Ramos, cum laude. Kenna Lee Riddle. Clara Tony Robertson. Kiera D. Robinson. Lysandra Cherie Rowell. Gotcha. James Earl Russell. Heather Clanton Sample. Hannah Alexis Scroggins. Ethan James Skaggs, cum laude. Ashley Smith, cum laude. Rodney Brian Spicer, cum laude. Rodney Darnell Spruill, cum laude. Stephanie Stolas. Luke Spencer Sutton, cum laude. Jerry Sladen Swanson. Shawantha S. Thomas, cum laude. Abram Thorne. You get to have a moment. Rachel Ryan Travis, summa cum laude. Tanya Aurelia Trejo, cum laude. Pause for a second. Anna Christina Vargas Nava. Deshawn M. Velt, summa cum laude. Aiden Ferguson Waldrop, summa cum laude. Jenna Lauren Walker, cum laude. Courtney Watson. McKenna Brianne Worley, cum laude. Rachel Wozniak, summa cum laude. Mallory Lauren Wright, magna cum laude.
All of our students contribute to the growth and success of this university, and we hope that you all are as proud of us as we are of you. As of today, you are a member of the Athens State University Alumni Association, and we are providing you with a one-year membership to encourage you to stay connected to the university and all of the great things that are happening here. After the ceremony, I invite all of you to join under the tent on the east side of this building for a reception to honor our graduates. And of course, there are many opportunities to take pictures everywhere on our beautiful and historic campus. Also, before you leave today, I invite you to browse all things Athens State in our pop-up of the university's new spirit store, Pillar and Paw, and I know that's really cute, so Pillar and Paw, located in the foyer. Construction for the permanent location for Pillar and Paw will begin soon in the second floor of the Student Center. Following the benediction, I ask family and friends to remain at their seats until all graduates, faculty, and the platform party have recessed. You may then follow them to the reception. Graduates, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Athens State University graduates for summer 2025. Now would everyone please stand if you're able and join in singing the alma mater printed on the back of the program and remain standing for the benediction led by Mr. Hargett.
Graduates, you've made it. This is it. Pat yourself on the back. Yeah. Your next steps will take you further than you ever imagined, stretch you more than you thought was possible, and enrich the lives of more than you will ever realize. As we leave here today, hear these words from 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 6. For God, who said, "Let light shine out of darkness," he made his light shine in our hearts to give us the light of the knowledge of God's glory displayed in the face of Christ. Graduates, that light that's within you is not your own. It is a gift meant to be shared with others. Wherever your path leads, may that light illuminate the way for others to follow. May it shine through your work, your words, and your witness. Now, today, and forevermore, live with purpose, lead with integrity, and serve with love.